kidding, just kidding. But Mandy is in her wedding. I don't know what to call it. Wedding. What?
Honeymoon?
Yeah, but she's not in a honeymoon, but like just that phase of like dreamland after wedding. So she gets a little time off.
Yeah.
I actually meant to text you. I saw her in Portsmouth, her and Mark walking by, and I was in a restaurant, so I like wasn't gonna go run out and say anything, but it was like
It's-
right after their wedding. I forgot to tell you.
Oh my God, was that when you were with your mom?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hysterical. I love that.
Oh yeah, so that
Um,
was literally like the day after
the
their
day
wedding.
after.
Yeah. I was
I
gonna
love
like
that.
I should have ran out and yelled anything, but
Hey,
like
Mr. and
congrats.
Mrs. Driscoll.
Yeah.
That's
But
funny. That's something I would do. I'm so awkward. I'm always like at the grocery store and I see someone, like even if it's like a good friend. If it was you guys, I would say hi. But if it's like a friend, I'm like, gotta like walk away. I'm awkward.
oh
Okay,
yeah, grocery store. I'm like, I'll just go into the other aisle. I don't need that. I
Yeah.
don't need, I don't
Yeah.
need that vegetable.
Yeah. The worst is I have said this before, but I live in the district that I used to teach in. And so I see parents and kids every day at least. And like, not anything bad. I like them all, but I see them and I'm like, I'm not ready for this conversation. I'm nervous and like turn around, you know? I'm like, oh my God, I can't do it.
that's honestly sometimes I think about living closer to where we teach because it's obviously also closer to you guys. But there are days when I don't have to worry what I'm wearing to the grocery store or to get coffee or whatever it is because nobody comes to Essex. And I'm like, you guys don't even really come to Essex.
I mean, I
But I
see
feel
everyone and I still am like, I'm not gonna get dressed. I'm good. I'm fine.
I feel like out of all of us though, Taylor, you are the best at
The
that.
most put together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you just love talking to everyone. So you just
Yeah.
do it so fluidly. I'm like, I
But then I don't know how to stop. Like I'm working on the stopping aspect of that. Like it needs to be like I don't need to know everything about your life. It is wow, these groceries, that's great. You got groceries, I got groceries, like goodbye. 30 minutes later, I haven't bought any groceries or my frozen food is then thawed.
Yeah. And this is gonna get into our personalities and how we are a throuple. And I just realized I haven't even introduced you guys.
that's because I
So
butted in. Sorry.
today we have my friends Alex and Taylor, and they used to be my coworkers until I ditched that joint. And they're still stuck with me. They haven't gone very far. We still see each other weekly. And today we're going to kind of dive into our friendship and our friendship in the workplace and out of the workplace and how we kind of make our, I'm using the word thruple here. I don't know why. I'm just coming up with it, but I feel like we're a couple and there's three of us. And so it works,
Mhm.
right?
I think
Yeah.
so. Like
Okay.
sister wife.
Sister wives, yes. So we're gonna kind of get into our friendship and like what works for us and how we still remain strong, even though it's like a different type of friendship now. So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be really beneficial for people to hear and kind of like, get some tips on how you can keep strong friendships. So we're gonna start like we always do. We're gonna do rose and thorns. And fun fact, I actually stole this from Alex, and now it's like our our daily trend that me and Amanda do whenever we talk. Um, so yeah, we're gonna go over our rose and thorn. And would either of you guys like to go first, or have you, Taylor? Have you not thought about it?
I did think about it. That feels rude.
You
But
look
I
like you're
was
taking notes over there. You're like, oh shit.
no, I was gonna say I do want to go first because mine's the same thing. My
Oh,
rose
okay.
thorn is turning 30.
Mm.
It
Mhm.
feels like I may or may not. I don't even know if I told you this, either of you guys this actually. Um, but all day at school, like it was so great. Like Rose, like Alex made our classroom look absolutely gorgeous. Every single child was so excited. I think they just wanted to wish me happy birthday because they wanted to go through the streamers that Alex sent.
Yeah, their sensory they love.
Um, like loved that. Love a little bit of attention, not gonna lie. Love getting gifts, love all that, but also I was like anxious. I mean, disclaimer, I have clinical anxiety, but I like I a big thing for me with my anxiety is New Year's is usually really hard for me because it is like that new shift, that new
Oh, I
whatever.
thought you were talking about the holiday. I was like, yeah, New Year's is a
No.
tough one. It's a late night.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, that is what
Oh, I
she's
thought you
talking
meant like
about.
new school year. Okay. New
No.
Year's as the
Oh.
holiday.
No, not like because it's late.
I'm like, yeah, midnight comes at you hard.
Literally, when I get to
Such
be
a mom talking.
No, that's just me being pathetic. That's like nothing new.
no,
right,
I mean, yes,
expand.
the holiday. Yes, the holiday. But not because of the time. Because of like, I feel like New Year's, it's like, oh, like, gotta do a new resolution. Like, what do you want to look forward to? All these things. And I get like anxious about it. And I feel like so many people, and I think it was like not in like malice, obviously, but like, wow, new decade, like all these things are gonna be happening to you. Like, I'm getting married in while I'm 30, like next year, like all these things. And I was like, oh my God. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have like kids when I'm 30. I'm gonna have a house when I'm 30. Like, holy hell. Like,
Yeah.
that is like coming at you hard. And it was exciting because like I also love my birthday, but it was also definitely so rose thorn, doubling, changing your rules of your game, turning
I
30.
like it. I like
I
it.
feel like we build 30 up in our heads so much to be like a date to do things. Like,
Yes.
I don't know about you guys. That's what I feel like. That was a year
Yeah.
that like everything's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's a biological thing too. Like in your 20s, you're like, whatever, I still got time. And then 30 comes around, you're like, oh, I gotta check my boxes. Oh my God. And I think your body also is like, oh, okay, my eggs are need to be fertilized. I don't know what happens, but 30 comes around and it's like, okay, we gotta get real here.
Oh, totally. And like I mean, I felt this way before I was engaged. So like timelines are like again like such a hard thing for me. But like, I mean, I am engaged. I am like getting married. Like these things, the like big things are technically like part of it, but also a huge area of anxiety. So like it was just like I was up and down truly the entire day, which
Hmm.
I didn't specifically foresee. I probably, if I thought about it, could have foreseen that a little bit more.
I could have stressed out if I thought hard enough.
Talked about it with my
If
therapist.
I overthought the situation.
Yep. Oh my God. No, that makes
Guys,
sense. Super valid. I get it. All
Anybody
right.
else?
All right.
Well, you need your bud. What are you looking forward to?
Oh, Bud. Oh God.
No,
No,
we
that's
don't
like
do bud, but you know what? We'll do it for you guys. I like
Oh,
it.
you don't do rose bud thorn?
Well, we used to, but then we didn't shut up and it would be like 45 minutes and we would just be talking about our rosebud and thorn. And so we nixed
yeah.
it. But you know what?
Okay.
Let's go for it.
No,
I like
no.
it.
I have to think of that.
We'll come
No,
back.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
All right, Al, do you want to talk about your rose and thorn or no?
Yeah, sure. So my rose is my mom put on a brunch for all the ladies at her work on Sunday, and it was so cute. And her and my aunt like did a surprise Yankee swap
Ooh.
and provided all the gifts, and they were all like different earrings. So everybody got an earring and like did that. So that was really obviously amazing and fun because you got a new pair of earrings.
That is the most Kim Alex Mineta thing that would ever happen. I've
Yeah.
only ever been to one other surprise Yankee swap, and it was your 4th of July party.
Oh, that's so true.
They're gift
Oh, that's
givers in that
funny.
family.
I love
Yeah.
it.
But also just seeing my mom so excited about it, like she wanted to put it on, just like thanking everybody that works for her and helping her this past year. So it was just like really sweet that she
Yeah,
was so
special
happy
shout
about
out to Kim Mineta. She's an MVP in her store in Beverly Des Jardins. I'm saying that correctly, right, Al?
it. Yeah.
Is incredible. If you are in need of any type of jewelry, head over to Beverly and any of
say,
the ladies
put your
behind the
ring up.
counter. Yeah, we
Yeah.
all have rings from them. I'm not wearing anything, as I never do.
Oh, my
But
necklace. I bet you have your necklace on, Caitlin.
I don't have any jewelry.
Okay, disregard. Do not.
We
I need a
should,
shower. I'm like doing the best I can. Okay.
Kim's gonna sponsor the podcast. The Jordan's Jewelry is gonna sponsor the podcast. You can do
She
commercials,
would.
every single one.
Oh my God, I love it. But she's fabulous. Great rose. I
And
love
then my thorn, I guess this is why I threw bud in there, because my thorn is also a bud. So I'm doing
it. Okay.
ocular.
Look at you being
My-
positive.
I know. So one of my friends has bachelorette party this weekend and I can't go. So I'm really sad about that. But my bud is that I can't go because I'm going to somebody else's wedding.
Yeah.
So
Look
it's
at you
like
spinning
obviously,
it off to something positive.
yeah, it's gonna be a fun weekend for everyone.
Yeah.
We totally asterisk to the side. You can cut this out if you need, but we should do something for that friend. We need to
Yes.
send something.
No, I think that that's
Mhm.
actually worth talking about because I've missed so many bachelorette parties because I just like get pregnant or have a baby or like honestly, I think I've missed like 3 or 4 now, which is so sad. I've been in so many weddings and I miss all the bachelorette like the super fun parts. But okay, if you miss a bachelorette party, what do you two think are good things that you can do? Tips and tricks for the
I was
ladies that
gonna
can't
say,
make the bachelorette parties.
I loved what you did for
What did I do?
Alex.
What did I do? Did I buy
Do you want me
shots?
to tell it or do you want
No, so you sent me as somebody on The Bachelorette, you sent me like I don't even know, $50 or something like that. And you said you gave me a
That's
list
right.
of words. You gave me a list of
Thought
words.
about this.
Yeah, this was fun.
This
You
was
I
gave me
fun.
a
loved
list
this. It
of
was such
words
a cute little thing.
of things that if somebody said the words, then they had to take a shot. And everyone thought it was a little unfair. So I took the first shot because I was like, fine, because obviously I knew the words.
I'll take one. Fine. I'll take one.
Um,
And that's fun. And it like pertained to Alex and Kevin's wedding, right? So like
yeah,
it
so
wasn't like Kevin something
yeah, it was
else.
like Kevin. I honestly think it was like Mistlewood, which is where Alex got married. Um, even like Bride, I think was in there. I think it was like Let's Get Fucked Up, like was
Yeah.
one of them.
Yeah. Like
Random.
I'm sure like penis straw was one or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so it was fun to like kind of play that game, and it was good because it was right before I did it. I chose to do it when we were at dinner. So we were kind of like we put our drinks in. We were waiting for um our food and our drinks, and it was kind of the beginning of the night. So it was a fun way to start into the night. I really liked that.
Okay.
Yeah. And I liked that it was at the dinner time because I could like really think about it. Where I feel like if it was like later in the night, I could have been too drunk or like it's just so much happening like at a busy bar that I feel like you wouldn't have been able to like appreciate what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy I did that. I
Um
don't remember because it was a week after I gave birth to Annie. And that's why I'm like, why am I not
yeah.
remembering it? Like I remember the thought, but I don't remember like the follow-up.
Almost came.
I'm happy it worked out. I know I was
Yeah.
trying to, but clearly that
I
was not
would have
happening.
never expected you to come. I
But you
think
know
that's
what? People do things with newborns that I'm like, I suck. Like I look at around sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, people are doing things with newborns and I need to be like more involved. But like it's freaking a hard time, you know? You
I
guys
think you're
talk.
so involved though. I
Thanks.
think
I
you do so much with Annie.
Thanks.
I was
Really,
gonna
no,
say
I'm not kidding.
I can't do anything. I don't have a dog. I don't have a kid. I don't have 5 dogs. I literally am like, oh, I'm so tired. And I don't like do any of the things that you do.
Oh, thanks,
So I think
guys.
you're a rock star.
Thanks.
And Caitlin, I mean,
Is there anything that anyone else has ever done? Like it kind of worked out in my favor because Taylor was there and she's equally our good friend. So like it was easy for me to have a pinpoint person. But like if someone isn't at the bachelorette party, what would you do? Does that make
So
sense?
yeah, I think it's nice to like even just say like let's go to dinner or let's go grab like a
Yeah.
drink and just make that effort to put in like an afternoon or an evening with that person, which who you probably are friends with anyway, but you just say like, "Oh, let me get you a drink for because I couldn't make your bachelorette."
Yeah.
that was
But
the other Alex and I, which I guess we'll also get into. Alex and I were supposed to be attending this bachelorette together because we're friends with this person together. And we had talked about doing something, the 3 of us, like
Yeah.
either a week in Portsmouth or down the Cape or something like that, because the 3 of us are very close, and it just happens to work out that Alex and I are very close, and we both can't go to this, or and so we were gonna try to do something together.
Yeah.
Times two, just even like having someone like bring a bottle, like a nice bottle of champagne or something that that
Mhm.
they like with them. But I've
I
never
like
done
that.
it. I have not had a point.
A friend there. Yeah. Yeah.
I also think like people need to realize like everybody has a life. Like I would never expect somebody to put their life on hold to go to my bachelorette. And I feel like
Totally.
these bachelorettes are getting so crazy that
Mhm.
luckily I haven't felt this by any of my friends, but I feel like friends of friends have felt like very concerned about not going or having to say that no to it. And
Yes.
it's like we can't expect everybody to do everything.
Right.
For
Right.
the money.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do you want to do
So your
your
rose was your wedding. You're going to a wedding.
That was my bud.
Oh,
What
okay.
I'm looking forward to is I'm going to a wedding on Saturday.
Okay.
the rose with Kim?
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for this, guys. I really need the help here. All right. So my turn, right?
hmm
Okay, keep me on track here. My goddamn cat. I don't know how I haven't found this thing. Do you see this cat? Like literally, I have to
Puppy.
deal with so much, and she is the goddamn straw. Okay, if anyone wants a goddamn cat, DM me.
I hope somebody DMs you and is like, I want it.
She's actually very
Luna's a good
sweet, but
girl
like I
though.
don't have time for this shit. Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice, I guess. Cat. I don't do animals.
Remember when Luna was purring and Taylor was like, something's wrong with your cat?
Yeah,
Like,
Taylor
I
doesn't know
never saw-
animals. She really tries hard. She really tries hard. She doesn't understand any type of animal. And so she thought Luna was like dying or like having a seizure. No, she was purring as she does because
I thought it was more like asthma. Like I was like, oh my god, that sound is terrible. You need like a cardiac.
and then she licked Taylor and she was like, "Oh my god, what's wrong with her tongue?" Cuz like cats' tongues are rough. I'm
I
like,
did
"Oh god."
not. I didn't know
Oh.
that about cats. Which is
Okay. Okay. So, back to my rose and thorn. Okay, I'm going to start with my thorn. Lately, I've been feeling like I'm going to puke 24/7. Okay.
Oh
I don't
no.
know what the frick is going on. First trimester, I was feeling like a tired, haggard lady, but like physically okay. Other than that, I literally threw up in my mouth today driving home.
Oh no.
So I don't know. Maybe it's me coming on here every week being like, I'm feeling so good. People ask me, I'm doing so great. Now it's like, huh, you suck. So I don't know what to do. I'm taking my papaya pills because as you guys know, I'm so annoying and I like won't take real medicine because I think everything is going to kill me. And it's not working. I don't know if it's like gas building up in my belly. I don't know if it's spicy. I don't know. I've never had to deal with this, so I'm being a big old baby about it, but it sucks.
you didn't have that at all, Danny?
No, I would have like when you get pregnant, it's hard to poop. And so sometimes it like backfires literally and you're just like uncomfortable. Um, but for the most part I felt okay. And now I'm just like, "Oh god, this is not good." So I for dinner tonight I had rice with butter. Like that is so not like me.
No. Oh
That's tomato
no.
soup. That's very
That's
good.
miserable.
So, hoping that that passes. I will fill you in on that. And my
I think.
rose, oh go ahead, tell me more.
Oh, I wonder if it's a boy.
I know,
Do
I
you
was
know?
thinking that too. I was like, maybe it's a different thing.
Oh
Just because
yeah.
different. I
Different
mean, I
syndrome.
still not convinced any which way how I feel,
I
but
know.
I want. I don't know. That's definitely just an old wives' tale. I'm sure. Like if it's so different,
I know.
but I don't know. Maybe that's why. I mean, you eat spicy foods anyway, so like,
All the
you know,
time.
or maybe you're just sick. I don't know. You could
Yeah.
also just be like sick.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. So my rose is that I feel like I am entering my 40s already. I am so excited about this. I feel like a real big adult. am hiring someone to come and clean my carpets, like a professional carpet cleaner.
Really?
And I don't know why that makes me feel so old, but I feel like I have my shit together because of it. I am like checking off a big box that like is kind of irrelevant, but
You
I'm here
found a
for it.
carpet man.
And you know who told me about it is BB, my 81-year-old grandmother. She has Dave's Carpet in Beverly. Apparently, they are the cheapest on the market, easy to work with, great people. So I'll let you know how it goes, but I am excited about that.
Do you have
That's weird.
to pick up the carpets first? Like, do you bring them to them? Or do
No,
they
no,
come
I'm
to
sorry, my like rugs, like my stair rugs.
Oh,
And
things that
like
are
I have
stuck to the
one
ground.
room that's actually going to be the baby's nursery. So I was like, well, let's start from the ground up.
Mhm.
So we're gonna, and like those are my rugs, my stairs, and that one room are the only rooms that are carpeted in my house. And like they get gross. Like carpets get gross,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. So I'm gonna get it professionally cleaned, really excited about it. And it's kind of exciting too because it's like the start of setting up for the new baby, you know?
Yes, I know. So
Yeah.
exciting.
So
Are
I
you
I
just
putting
want to
this?
know if it's a boy or a girl.
don't know.
I can't take this anticipation.
I will tell you, my dad is pumped that you're not finding out.
Really?
Yes, because they didn't find out with any of us.
Yeah. Everyone has a connection. Everyone's
It was
either like, "Oh yeah, we didn't find out either," or like, "How are you not going to know?" It's like either or on the spectrum.
yeah.
But
I'd like to be able to wait, but I just think
at this point, it's like I'm 20 weeks on Wednesday, this Wednesday, which is crazy. And so it's like it's just flying by. Like I'm halfway there, you know?
wow,
I know.
already. I feel
Hmm.
like you just told me.
I
I
know.
know.
That's what I was just thinking.
I know.
I
I
just
feel so
found out.
bad.
What are you
I think I was telling one of you when I saw you that like I feel like everything I just don't have time for it. Like I've had to get an endocrinologist, like I had to get blood work done like months ago, and I just keep putting it off. And now I'm like, well, I'll just wait for my appointment next week. And it's like you should be doing that every 6 weeks, and it's been like 3 months. So
Every
it's
6 weeks, you have to get blood drawn.
when you're for my thyroid when you're pregnant
Oh,
because your hormones are everywhere. Don't worry, Taylor has a whole thing about blood work.
do that.
Yeah,
Add it to the list.
yeah. Well, I think I told you, or I said it on here. I went to get my blood drawn for this when I had my last appointment, and they tested me for goddamn syphilis.
Oh,
I was like, I looked at the lab results and I was like, I didn't know we were concerned I had syphilis. And I emailed the doctor and I was like, hey, happy I came back negative for that, but like, or did you test my thyroid too? And she's like, oh, sorry, put in the wrong code. And it's like, I
oh,
don't have time for this shit. Okay.
Did you have to go back?
I have to go back. Yep. Mhm.
that's miserable.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would be up in arms if I had to go back for another blood
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
I'd be
And when
like,
I tell you this experience was terrible, he had to like poke me 3 times. And like someone kept coming in to get like a feces test. And they were like, when's it going to be done? It was like the most disgusting situation. It just wasn't great. So, not looking forward to that, to say the least. Okay. So, we are like a half hour in and already just gabbing like girlfriends.
I know. I keep forgetting, and then I realize, and then I stop talking, and then
I do that all the time when I'm recording with Amanda, and I'm like, all right, we got to get the show on the road.
yeah.
feels like we were in COVID. You remember when we were in COVID and we did like a couple like Zooms, just the three of us?
Oh my
Feels
God.
like
I think about
Yeah.
it all the time how like you would do that for like fun. And I think about that and it makes me want to throw up.
remember I did a
At the
hand
time, it was thrilling.
Yeah. But it's
It was
awkward. You're
wonderful.
like just staring at a screen with like 12 people and you're like, all right, let's all get drunk and stare at each other, but we're all alone.
Um,
Do you guys ever think of COVID and you're like cringe? Like thinking about the things that we did. I thought about that the other day. I was like, the fact that we would go to the grocery store, wait in a line outside in April, and have to wear like plastic gloves and a mask and glasses, and everything would fog up, and you would run as fast as you can. You would go home, you would strip your clothes off. Like, it's kind of like
yeah.
traumatic. That I should have a freaking
Oh,
episode on that. It's
it
wild.
is traumatic, and I feel like we were in a scary movie.
Yeah.
Like, I would get home and wash the groceries, and
Yeah.
I'd be like relieved if it was a box that I could just take the stuff out of the box because I felt like once it was in the box, I didn't have to wash the things in the box. But like, it's oh, it was awful.
Yep.
That was and like we would find news out on our phone and be like, oh my God, something else came out. Like now we can't do this.
Yep.
Or like now there's no toilet paper. So everybody rushed to the
Yeah.
rush to the grocery store to fight people over toilet paper.
Yeah.
I think
There's going to be so many movies about this.
oh for sure. It's literally an apocalypse. But I think the weirdest was when Caitlin and I and one of my friends went for a walk outside. Remember? We had masks on to walk outside.
Yep.
People
Yeah.
came and we are like, oh, mask. Like,
Yeah. It's so crazy.
world.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. The PTSD is actually real for that. That's not even like a joking matter. Anyways, sorry, I digress. Back to our agenda, girls.
This is real friendship.
Okay,
Well,
so yes, you're getting a glimpse into our friendship. We talk about every little thing and just have a good time. And I think that that's what this conversation is going to bound to be. But I want to kind of talk about how we became friends and the really weird connections that we have. Like you were talking about your friend Megan, I assume, and it's like you guys both know her, and I went to the same school as Alex, and Alex went to the same school as Taylor like in college, and then we all ended up in a public school teaching and together, and it's so weird. um so anyways, just for a little background story, I went to UNH, and when I was there, Alex was actually there, and she was a couple grades younger than me, and we never crossed paths.
Which is crazy because we also have mutual friends
Yep.
who, like, how we never, I bet we did in a party and we just don't remember.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, it's a big school, so like you never know. But yeah, very odd. We were at UNH together for 2 years and weren't friends then, which is so weird to me. And then all three of us ended up getting our master's degree. And for that, I went to Salem State, but Alex and Taylor ended up going to Endicott, right? Is Endicott a 1 year or a 2 year program?
one.
One. Okay, so you guys met there, right?
Yes, but largely because both of our fellowships were at Glover. Or
Okay.
do we talk about?
Yeah. I don't think we had any classes together, did we?
No, we didn't, because I had already had all of my degrees and my teaching licenses, and so I was in like the accelerated program. But you did it with Lexi. Didn't you take a couple classes with Lexi?
I did take a few classes with Taylor's friend Lexi. And then, but we weren't even really friends during our fellowship year. It wasn't until we started working in the same
So you guys
classroom
were
because we
forced
both,
to be friends.
yes, we had a really small classroom where neither of us could leave. Um,
I mean, it's not fake.
no,
I
it's not.
forced myself upon Alex. Let's be honest.
Yes, I wrote that in my notes about how Taylor is a little magnet for all of us because she's impossible to not like. Like she just won't let you not be friends with her.
You
And
must have.
Alex and I are probably more alike in the fact that like we'll just hang and do our thing or whatever. But like, no, if you're near Taylor, you're gonna be your friend.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. I was talking to Taylor about this earlier because side note, I've been very stressed out about the podcast. So I was talking to Taylor about like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna say for how we met? And then I was saying like I didn't really expect to like make good friends at work. Like I thought I'd have work friends, and then my other friends, and my work friends would never become like my outside of school friends. Like maybe we'd get drinks, but they wouldn't become my best friends.
Yeah.
And I feel like I had like a guard up, and then Taylor just really kept digging. She broke that she broke that wall right down.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I have to say, I'm happy for it, obviously.
So Taylor, when you first met Alex, what do you remember about her?
Oh
Well,
gosh.
it was weird because we were like kind of passing
Ships in
ships,
the
like
night.
kind
Yep.
of like teachers are. Like if you're not directly doing something with them or directly in their classroom, and especially if you're on different floors, you don't necessarily see somebody. And Alex and I found out very quickly that we have a very good mutual friend. So it's my friend. So like Alex, Caitlin said, Megan, it's my friend from growing up, like 7 houses down the street, best friend forever, like spent so much time together. And when Alex said, oh, I went to UNH, same thing, kind of like Caitlin, like you will casually toss out people like, but UNH is a big school. And so I was like, oh, do you know Megan? And she was like, yeah, like
Yeah.
we're like, and it wasn't just like, oh, I know her, we've gone to parties, whatever. It's like, no, we're friends. Like
Yep.
we hang out, we are very good friends.
So then you're like, yeah, we have a connection.
Oh,
Mhm.
don't. Oh, believe me, I hung on to it. Like, so I saw that she did this. Were you also there? Did you do that? Do you want to be my best friend? That is what happened.
Oh. Also, you're so good at remembering people's names. So
Mm.
Taylor will like go to one party and then be like, "Yeah, so your friend
Yeah.
Josh," and then
Taylor
start
knows
talking
all of our
about,
friends.
yeah. But then start talking about this person like she's like best friend. So then you're like, "Yeah, and then you did this," and she's like, "Oh," she finds out all the deets because she
Yeah.
just knows everything and is like an elephant and remembers everything.
Names, I was gonna say names and like connections, especially if I see like someone's face, the same thing. Like we'll be doing things with like Caitlin's friends, and now at this point, like Amanda, obviously, like we do enough with her in social situations and following each other on Instagram that like I'll see something and I'm like, oh yeah, when she did this and whatever else. Now it's like, which one is that? Who's
Yep. Yeah. I'm the
I
same way. It's so hard for me to remember. You remember everything. You're like friends with our friends now.
because I like have done so many things and I feel like I can remember things about them so then I can be like conversational with them.
Yeah,
And
you're
then
social. We're not.
That's the same thing that happens. Like actually this happened to me at work the other day and I felt so uncomfortable. This girl was like, "Oh yeah, I had to like go to my parents' house or something." And she said it was in Middleton, which is where like my high school was 3 towns, top two of Boxford and Middleton. And I was like, "Oh my God, did you go to Masco?" And I said it. And then I looked at her and I was like, "I've probably asked this girl this question 3 times. Like I know I've asked it." And I went, "Oh my gosh, so sorry. Huh, I've already asked you that." And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh no." Like
she's only
I'm
like
so
2 years
bad. I just
younger.
forget.
I know. I do
I
the same thing.
know.
That's
I
another
oh,
one that she's only 2 years younger than us, so I'm sure you went to school with her. And like,
I know. So that's
I don't
even
remember
worse.
people from high school. I have no memory of it unless you were like my really good friend. Like I've seen people out there like, "Hey, Caitlin," and I'm like, "Hi."
I
Like
could
it's so
probably,
bad.
I'm telling you right now, I could probably name 250 out of the 340 kids that I went to high school with. Like my graduating class. I probably could do it.
You
Oh my
actually, it does
gosh.
not surprise me whatsoever.
I can
Okay.
definitely.
So
Right.
you
So
guys met first, and then was it the next year that I came into the school and met you guys?
yep.
And I think I met Taylor first, right?
Yeah, because I was in your class. One of my students,
Yeah.
our student, was in your class, and we had many a meetings, many tough
Yeah.
lawyers, advocates, all the fun stuff. So I feel like when you kind of have an
Mhm.
experience like that, you're trying to hold on to your close people,
Yeah.
especially in school when you need to make sure like, hey, are we on the same page? Like you're not
Right.
gonna say something that I'm not gonna say that.
Mhm.
And it was very easy. Like I feel like after every meeting we both were very much on the same page or even prior. And I spent a lot of time in your classroom and kind of like we said before, Alex and I were in a box together,
Mhm.
a physical small classroom size of a box. So I was with her too, and I forced everybody to be friends.
I know. I like cuz so I remember meeting you. I like don't remember meeting Alex.
I honestly was just thinking about that and I feel like I don't think there was like a specific time.
Okay.
Like I feel like we probably just saw each other and then Taylor probably orchestrated that we hang out like one time out of school.
Yep. Yep.
Or did we get like lunch during school and then that's how it started? I don't know.
I don't remember. But I
I mean,
feel
we
like
did work together.
it took us a long time to like become close, and then once we did, it was like, all right, we're good. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Chad's birthday, 30th birthday,
That's right.
and but Alex didn't go yet. Alex
Yep.
didn't, and I don't think either too. We weren't even as close yet. Like I feel like Alex and I were close, but when the three of us got close, the three like we all got close. It wasn't
Yep.
like I was really close with Caitlin and then really close with Alex and then we came. I felt like it was okay, this is still kind of a work friendship. Like, do we just get drinks? Do we just whatever? And I think the other side of it that kind of worked in our favor is we were at that point in time the youngest by many a years
Hmm.
in the school. So I
That's
think
true.
easy to kind of be like, hey, do you want to get drinks? And all of us could say yes, because we didn't have to go home to kids. We didn't have to go home and do X, Y, and Z. Like, we could just be like, yes, I'm free. It's a Friday. Let's
Yeah.
go get drinks.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
Totally. And I think that that gets into one of the big topics I want to talk about is how sometimes with girls, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but it's hard when you get in like a group of girls because there's like sometimes stronger connections with two people or like someone feels left out. And I feel like we've done a really good job of we each have our own friendships with each other, but like we text in our text group like specifically to one person. Like, and it's never like again,
Yeah.
mostly Taylor. But I mean I feel like I owe you a ton of just like gratitude even for that though, Taylor, because that's such like a glue to our friendship in a sense. But I feel like in our friendships, I'm probably the, if you want, I don't want to call like outlier, but like I have a baby and now I'm pregnant and like I've been married for 7 years. Like in any of my friendships, I'm always the one that have like done these like big life events like early on, I would say. And so I would say out of the three of us, I'm probably like the outlier. However, I've never felt like I don't have a strong connection with either of you or that you're like leaving me out of things for like a specific reason. And like if I did, I would bring it up to you guys. And I feel like that's really hard sometimes in a friendship with more than just one girl specifically. And so I just am curious like what your take on that is and like how we kind of are able to hold like a group friendship, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I
I
think,
personally, oh, sorry.
well, I was going to say, I would say I'm the outlier out of our
Ooh.
friendship. Maybe that's
Ooh.
because because I think the two of you are so similar and like
Interesting.
could do so many things. Like, I mean, I definitely force myself upon both of you all the time, which is because I just make myself whatever. But I would say like I think the two of you are so much more similar than I am. And two, I think both of you guys are married. You like have dogs and love that life for you. Like I think you guys are more similar than I am. So sometimes, but I also agree with you. Like I don't feel like we have like that, like a hierarchy, like at
Mhm.
all, which is kind of weird. And I don't know why. Like I feel like that's weird. Being like, I don't know why we like have that way, but I don't know why.
I
Yeah.
think because I felt like that in other relationships that I've like been in, like friendships. I think it's because it's three of us too. I
Okay.
don't know if like three people, because
Three's the
I
magic
don't
number.
know. If three, like three amigos. I don't know.
Yeah. Three is my safe number. Over three, I can't hold a conversation.
I think that's also why is I feel more comfortable in a smaller group.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why three to me. Or
Okay.
I think it's just our personalities.
hmm
I
I
think
honestly
that's
think
what
it's our
gets us.
personalities of like we're all similar enough, but we're also different. And then I feel
Mhm.
like Taylor's just this like little like always wants to hang out, wants to do fun things, down for whatever. And I feel like Alex and I are more like not stuck in our ways, but like want to do specific things. And Taylor's like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're way more agreeable than both Caitlin and I.
hmm
And then I feel like you also do a good job of like, I'm a bad texter. So you'll always like text and then also check in on me if I don't respond.
Yes.
Are you alive?
Well, Alex
What are
has her
you
red
doing?
seats on for me.
Alex is
I
what?
don't know how it happened. I also am infamous for like butt dialing people. Like I just can't. I
Alex
shouldn't have a
hearts
phone.
like everything that we say in our group text. And I was like, you do that way more often than you think you do. And it's like to the most random things. And then she'll dislike it when she notices that she likes things. I'm like, okay, I don't know which is worse there, friend.
I know the other day I was texting Caitlin about plans and I asked her something and then I thought she disliked like, oh, do you want to go out to eat here? And I thought she disliked it and I was like, you said yes, but you disliked the message. She's like, you disliked that. I didn't do that. So I felt now I'm just realizing I really shouldn't have a phone.
That's okay. But I think the other thing that works with us too, like personality wise, but also I feel like when we became friends, I've been thinking about that too. Like, why is our friendship different than my other friendships? And not like bad, good, whatever, just like very different. And I think it also became like when we were friends, like we were friends in like a very, we didn't become friends drunk in a bathroom. We were
Mm,
friends like because we were doing real life like work, we had to be an adult things like,
yeah.
and I
Mhm.
think that level also helped. And it was like, I mean, guaranteed, I mean, I was 23 when we met, like, so it's not like it was like crazy old, but I think that's another side of it too, of like already kind of being over like, okay, like I have a real job, I'm trying to do like real adult things. And then I would say our friendship is like, I mean, it's fun and like goofy and whatever else, but like it also is very mature in the sense that I think we don't necessarily let like petty things happen. Like we've had arguments before and like somebody will call somebody out and or like not even call it out, but I think more like address it
Hmm.
and kind of be like, hey, like, did I misread that? Did this happen? Did I like totally miss this whole thing because I was teaching or doing five other things and I wasn't actually like recognizing that you're upset about that? Or so I think that is huge and why we also work really well is because we're at a point where we just kind of are like, I'm gonna ask you about that because I don't want this to be a thing. And I think
Hmm.
that is like really helpful.
Yeah. I feel like that's so powerful and something that in my other friendships I don't have. And I think it's because of what you're saying. I never even put that together, but like we met as adults and had these really strong frameworks and individual views on the world. And so we were kind of like mature when we started. And I think that that's so big of when you hit a conflict either in the workplace or out of the workplace and it makes you uncomfortable in a way of like, are you mad at me? Are you just having a bad day? You don't just ignore it. And I think that the only other person I do that with is my husband. In any of my friendships, I just kind of like let it go and like wait until it's like makes itself okay, you know? And I think that in a lot of relationships that's totally healthy and fine. But I think if you want to have as good of a friendship as we do, you have to also go through the hard moments together and it might be uncomfortable in a situation, but it's so important to just respectfully say, "Hey, is everything going okay? Like I did I read that right?" Just like you said, Taylor, and I feel like it's coming at it in a really neutral way and never like you were mean to me, It's just like were you doing that? Like, are you trying to tell me something? And it's like, then you leave space for a conversation instead of like bulldozing your way into like a fight, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So since we've all worked together, I feel like it's so interesting because it's really hard to have friendships in a workplace because of so many different factors. Um, and work, I think for anyone can be stressful, even if it doesn't even regard work. But what do you think are some good ways that people can like have healthy boundaries with good friendships in like at work? Like what are some things that you feel like you need from each other when you're at work that make your relationship healthy?
I think being able to listen to each other, whether it's even just like relieving, obviously, there's going to be times at work that you're stressed. And I feel like we as a group listen well to each other. And it's always nice to have a friend in the workplace so that they understand what you're talking about. Because you can tell your like significant other about something going on, but they don't always have that connection
Mhm.
and understand. And then you're over explaining and you kind of lose your like, I just want to release how I'm feeling right now instead of explain to you what happened. So I think what's nice is for us is we listen to each other. I think before giving like solutions. And then we do come in with solutions or like, oh, how can I help you? But I think just listening to someone like bitch about something is super important.
Yeah,
for sure.
and I definitely think I think the other thing that works, and I don't know, it's hard because I think teaching is so specific, but I think something that really works, especially with us, and I find it with my other friends that teach as well, is we technically don't do the same thing. So Alex and I are both special educators, and Caitlin, when she was teaching, was a general ed teacher. And I think that different like shift in perspective was also really helpful. So like almost finding somebody that maybe isn't in your direct like department, I think that helps because I think there were definitely times when Caitlin could ground us in like what we're doing as a job to be like, I see what you guys are doing, but also like I want to check you in the sense of this is the stress that I'm dealing with, even though we're kind of on that same balance. So I think that is probably a little bit more specific to teaching than anything else. But I think that is what also made um our work relationship pretty good because as similar as we were also doing different things throughout the day. Um but the
It's a
other
different
thing that,
perspective, you know?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that is like so helpful
Yeah.
because school can be like a crazy town.
Yeah. I
Personally.
think any career can, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was going to say too was recognizing when somebody wants to talk about work and when somebody wants to talk about like something that's going on at home. So like
Mhm.
all of us have kind of been through ups and downs of like I'm having something really bad happen at home and I'm in a place that I need to talk about it, or I'm having something really bad at home, like do not bring it up to me at work.
Mhm.
Like because there are times like most of the time I would say lunch was like a big time when we all got together to talk. And it was nice to have a consistent time to talk, but it was also like I have to go teach the small humans the rest of the day. So I maybe can't get too deep right now. Or like recognizing that no, I don't want you to keep asking me about this because I have to continue with my day, or recognizing they seemed a little off about that. I'm going to ask them that after work. Like kind of reading that situation
Yeah.
can help a lot because I feel like bad things happen to people, obviously. And it's weird like addressing something like that at work or like bringing it up because if it makes someone feel like upset, then you could just totally toss their day off. So I feel like recognizing that is huge.
Yeah. Reading the room, we always say to the little humans. Read the room. Read the room. Is the teacher talking? Are you going to go in there? "Ah, no, read the room, babe." They use much better dialogue, but in my head, that's what I say. Okay. Last thing that I wanted to bring up, and it's more of just like putting it out there and just getting your feedback on it, is kind of like growing as individuals. And I think that we've been friends all together for how many years? 5? 6?
7.
7.
7? Really? No,
I
we
know
can.
that's what it weird.
Wow.
It's weird because it feels like it's been for a very long time, but it also feels like the newest friendship that I have, which is
Yeah.
also
Taylor
so.
always gets mad at me because I didn't invite her to my wedding, but like I physically did not know her. So if that
It's
says
like,
anything.
I would
Um,
like you to get do your vows, and I would like to be your officiant. Just tossing
you're like, and I'm in your wedding.
that. Chad, get ready for that.
Oh my
That's
God. Okay. So yeah, just like we've known each other for 7 years now, and we've all grown so much. I think back to like the first year that I met you guys and who I am today, and just speaking for myself, like I am totally different. And I feel like me and Chad talk about this all the time of like we have to grow as individuals and also accept each other for such a strong relationship. And I feel like we've all done that really well. Like I'm such a different person than I was when we first met. I feel like I have the same core values, you know, like I still want and demand like kindness and like want respect and all of those things, but like my thoughts on teaching, which is like a core principle of what we met on, have kind of 180'd. And you guys are so respectful and just like listen to me talk about all of these different things that are like really important to all of us and kind of are pillars to who we are. But I've never felt like you guys are judging me or that I don't have space to talk about these things. And then huge events have happened too. Like both of you guys have gotten engaged during our friendship, and Alex has gotten married during it, and Taylor's getting married soon. Like I went through a miscarriage, I went through a pregnancy, I'm now in another pregnancy. Alex has gotten a dog, a house, like we've all moved. It's just like all of these huge things, like, and we've all been there for each other through all of it. And so I think it's just a really big point that I want to kind of like state is just allowing room for change and like with our individual selves and like how we respect each other and value each other even as we change.
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think too, recognizing because like, and I want to be like, your life has changed more in the sense that like we don't see you every day. Like I see Alex
Every
probably
day.
for
Alex, don't get too excited.
I know the entire day. I see Alex all day, every day. We see each other, and going from that to seeing you, and then like only seeing you once a week, which I don't see all my friends once a week, but like that change was really huge. But like recognizing that you kind of need that, I almost think too, it's like recognizing the amount of different like work you have to put into it. Like I
Yeah.
think we have to try a little bit more with our friendship now because we're working around your schedule, Caitlin, because
Mhm.
Annie's doing whatever else. We're also working around the fact, like, I'm thinking, like, Alex needs to get home to Vinny because Kevin's away. Like, I'm not really doing anything, but like, I'm working around for you guys. Like, I'm free. And also in this point of my life, like, I am the one, like, I will come and drive to Caitlin. I will drive to Alex. I also have to physically drive past both of their house to get to and from work. Like, but like recognizing that it doesn't make sense for you guys to come out to Essex and come to my house. Like, I don't need to be like, this is what I need from you guys. It's you to come here. Like, we have to change and adapt, like, as a whole of like what our friendship looks like too, because we didn't have to work as hard when we all were working in Caitlin's class. What was that, like 3 years ago? We
Yes.
both, Alex and I both were in Caitlin's class, like rotating through. So we could just casually see each other, or we didn't have to see each other outside of work because we could do that, whereas now we have to try a little bit harder. And I think that's a big part of it too. Like, people definitely change, but also what you put into the relationship needs to change, because there's so many people that we used to work with that I felt like I was really close with, and either over the summer or over, like, they've moved on to a different district or whatever it is, and I just don't really talk to them, and I feel like I get down on myself. But you also have to be like, like, it's that two-way street, and you have to make space for that and recognize that maybe your geography is changing or whatever it is, but you also need to adapt if you want the friendship to continue.
Yeah. And I think like our group message is a good thing to like always keep track of each other. But I also think like even doing little things to see each other during the week, like Caitlin, you'll take Annie to the playground at our school. So when we leave, we can spend like 30 minutes outside with you and Annie and just catch up. And obviously it's amazing seeing Annie because she's adorable, but
Because she
like
just is
those
serious face
little
for you
things.
guys.
Yeah, so serious. She's serious, baby. But being able to just like those little things, or to stop by, or to send a text on a day that you know is important, whether it's just as simple like, hey, thinking of you, or just like, hey, how was the wedding that you had this weekend? Like
Mhm.
checking in on things that you knew, events in their life, even if you weren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is so funny to think that, like, especially now after I'm like still violently hungover. But to think like we were like when we started, our friendship, like what we were doing was going out and drinking, like not maybe getting trashed, but going out and drinking. And now we either go to Caitlin's house or Alex's house and we
And
drink
drink
tea.
and cheese and crackers, the good cheese from Trader Joe's. Everyone knows.
Obviously. But like I think that's a big thing too. And like you have to respect yourself of changing, and like we're just growing up. And I think it helps that we kind of are similarly like checking off life events. I mean, obviously I'm not having a baby, but like
You're like, I tell everyone.
Big announcement on the pod.
Tune in. Taylor
That's
has
the
something
teaser.
huge to share.
Oh
That's going to be my first reel of this. Your parents are going to call me like, what?
Imagine, oh, your parents would be so
Oh,
sad.
that would
Oh
be
my
so
God.
bad.
I would never do that to Lisa.
Oh my God, she would be so upset.
Also shout out to both of your families, because that's a huge part of why I love you too. I feel like I have been adopted into both of your families, and that is something that I think, oh my God, I feel like you don't even realize that when you're forming friendships, and it's like so powerful when you've got in a friend and a family all in one, and it's like so special. And I don't think a lot of people have that either. It's like we met each other as adults, and I still have adults even in your family that I'm friends with, and it's just, oh, it really is a blessing.
Oh,
I
they
think
freak
for
you.
me, yeah, my parents love both of you because they recognize how good of a friend you guys are to me.
Oh,
Yeah,
You know,
I would definitely say that. And I think too, like I agree, and my parents definitely are always like, when are they coming down to the Cape? When can we hang out with them? Oh, I texted Caitlin. Oh, I texted Alex. Oh, I did whatever. Oh, I saw that they were doing this. Like, I agree that like my family recognizes like how strong our friendship is, and I think too, like they just also like respect you guys as individual humans and like what you're doing and your lives and your conversation. Like, they have also been able to have good relationships with you, not just the relationship with me. And I think um I feel like this is maybe not a good thing. I mean, not a good thing. It's a good thing.
now you
But
have to share it.
yeah,
no. Okay, wait. Words are hard. Okay. So I'm okay, got this. It's I think, and again, I feel like we keep going this, and like it's not like a blanket statement, but I think we have such a good relationship because of each of us like individually, and we just happen to work. Like I think I could list all these things, but I think that if you have maybe a third person or most people that are like having different values or are more like negative or um just don't necessarily like all mesh, like it's just not gonna work. Like I think there are times when like it can work and like you have all the ingredients, like, and I really truly feel like we have like fallen into this blessing of our individual lives, our individual personalities, like we just mesh so well. Like even our significant others, like I feel like it's almost like bound. I was the last one to find one. So I was like, "Ugh, I'm gonna be the odd man out, you know." And
You were our third wheel for a little bit, but we made it work.
it was
Okay.
great. Loved it. Probably why I also forced myself on you guys, because like, do you guys have any friends that are boys that are dating marry me, and you guys
You want to
not,
marry me and have my babies?
you guys did not help me with that. But you know, like even like, I think it just really worked out. Like I mean, it just, I think we were just really lucky. The universe loved us, and we just are very lucky that we have found each other. And I don't think everybody can say that. And
Blessed.
I think there's a always like a recipe for it. I think it just worked out for us.
I like it. See,
Yep.
I have to work hard to be your friends, but this is not easy for me. I'm just need to
your
tell you
parents
that.
pay me.
I'm gonna Venmo you guys right after this. Thanks
Yeah.
for making such a good conversation. Oh my God. All right. Any other last words?
I just love you guys. Best friends
Love you.
forever. You
Alex, are you gonna throw up? Do you feel okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing?
I'm rethinking everything I said and hoping you can erase it.
I haven't thought of one thing that's gone through.
Oh my God, I am rethinking words that I let come out of my mouth going, oh, why did I do that?
I couldn't even tell you what we talked about.
Yeah, but that's the difference. That's the difference between you and I.
See, I rethink everything that we've talked about, but I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't have time to change it. It's just out there. Judge me. I don't know. I'm just here for a good time. All right,
I need to
friends. Well,
chill
on
out.
that note, judge us, send us hate mail. Especially
Don't
Alex,
Include
she'll
me
be
on it.
waiting.
I'm not coming on again, okay?
Don't tag Alex. Don't find her anywhere. She doesn't post on Instagram anyway. It's fine.
Oh my God. All right. Well, thanks for coming on. I know you were really excited about it.
Love you.
Love you guys.
All right. Bye.